It's quarterfinal night in OIA Girls Volleyball Part 2. New coach for the Red Raiders, but they are looking to three-peat. Can they pull that off? They got to move on tonight against a Trojan squad that is senior heavy and looking for redemption. A rematch of last year's championship game. Kahuku, Mililani. And we are back here at Mililani High School, the home of the Trojans, who will be playing in our second quarterfinal game of the night. It is Kahuku, the East 4 seed, against the 1 seed, the undefeated Mililani Trojans, looking for their shot into the semifinals. You can see how they got here. For Mililani, they had the bye. They were waiting on the winner of Kahuku Campbell. And the Red Raiders sweep the Sabres in 3 to get to this point. You saw earlier tonight, Roosevelt sweeping Kalaheo to move on. Kapolei sweeping Kalani to move on. Moanalua, Lelehua, they're playing as well over in the Moanalua bracket. We'll keep an eye on that matchup as well as we look for all these semifinal teams. But Lori, like I said, this is a matchup, a rematch of last year's OIA championship game that was so fun to watch. What are you expecting tonight? You know, it's funny, even when we open with Mililani and Kahuku in any sport, we lower our voices. Like, it is just, it's on. There are a lot of big bodies in this gym. I think we're going to see a lot of big swings tonight. It's going to be a fun match to watch. I feel like Kahuku's stuttered a little bit, right? They've got the 3 losses. Mililani been pretty solid, but they haven't had a real test like this in a while, so it should be interesting. All right, let's take a look at our New City Nissan players to watch. And on the Red Raider side, that would be Mona Lauhingoa, the sophomore. She's been a great outside hitter, middle blocker for this squad, and we're looking for more from her tonight. Yeah, she will be attack, attack, attack from a lot of different spots. Can also hit that back row set. But, you know, the interesting thing about her, again, really, really good in the back row. Takes a lot of serve receive. So she's kind of an all-around kid, only a sophomore. So I'd look to her to play kind of freely tonight, right? Maybe not the press that you have as a senior. So right. We'll look to her tonight. All right, over on the Trojan side, it is the one that runs the offense, Anai Asuncion. She's their setter, and she gets the ball distributed out to all of these attack people that she's got. You know, and she started here seemingly forever. I can't believe Anaya Asuncion's still here. Such the great hands, so athletic, so good in the air. It'll be really important for her to identify those matchups against a good Kahuku, a big Kahuku team at the net. Her distribution is going to be really important, so the decision-making by Asuncion will be key for Mililani. All right, when we come back, we will get ready for first serve between the Red Raiders and the Trojans. It's the quarterfinals of the OIA Girls Volleyball Tournament. And we're back here at Mililani High School getting ready for our second quarterfinal of the night between Kahuku and Mililani. Great matchup. We talked about it being a rematch of last year's OIA championship game. Mililani, a lot of familiar faces. Kahuku, very, very different, including, we'll bring it up now, Shalay Reed, who has been a part of that team for the last 2 years when they won those OIA championships. She took the year off to do some recruiting, taking the trips. And actually, a lot of people are stoked that she chose to commit and stay home with Robin Amo and her crew. Yeah, you know, they've got a couple players obviously staying in Hawaii. Robin does a great job of recruiting out of here, right? She's got a lot of ties, obviously born and bred here, so it'll be, and we always root for that success, right? For our players to go to the University of Hawaii and represent. But I tell you what, there are a fair amount of players in this tournament on this floor. That Rodriguez going to Oregon State for Mililani. You know, we're seeing players go to some pretty big time programs, and that's exciting. Yeah, and the new head coach, by the way, for Kahuku, first year in Tesa Alva'a. You probably remember her as Tessa Fotu, playing at UH and also a Kahuku grad from 2000. So nice to see a fresh face there, but with the ties to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always like to see that. We see that at Kahuku a lot, that community managing to retain those athletes and keep putting out the types of teams, the types of product that they do every year in and year. So even though this record looks a little deceptive, you know, this is the type of team when you're coaching, Jimmy, and their warm-up is so impressive that you want to take your kids to the locker room so their eyes don't get really big. You know, it's kind of, but, you know, they got to put it together. And I think Mililani has some good chemistry. I think these players have been a lot of three-year starters. And the question of the night, though, will be if Val Crabb from Mililani dons the hat tonight.
Oh.
Because, you know, she's been rocking the black hat. She brought it on her backpack, but I'm not
Is it a good luck charm? Is there a thing behind it?
I said, Val, what's going on with the hat? And I said, you know, you losing hair or anything? She said, no, apparently not.
No.
So she said she might break it out here if it gets tight. So Val Crabb, another, of course, been around forever. Always putting out a quality product, a quality team here at Mililani. And it gets harder and harder to do that, right? You know, with the kids in and out. And
4 OIA titles, by the way, for the Trojans, their last one in 2019. Best finish at the state tournament, 3rd place, because it's been dominated by the ILH over the last, since I was in high school. I don't know, it's been a while. We're going to take a break. When we come back, first serve between these two teams. Somebody looking to get to the semifinals and punch a ticket to the state tournament. And we're getting ready for first serve between Mililani and Kahuku here. The OIA girls volleyball quarterfinals. And Lori, you know, one of the things that's really standing out right now as the Trojans warm up on the court, the pink jerseys. You know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you see so many people taking to this, but I really love these pink jerseys that the Trojans are rocking. Even Kahuku wearing some right there. Oh yeah, it's always nice. You always know when it's October, right? Even in the NFL, you know. But the good thing for us, Jimmy, is that there's a net that separates these two teams, because if they were intermingled, we'd have a really hard time with this broadcast tonight. Yeah, you know, I never thought about that part. Yeah, we got it. But yeah, it is. We've seen a lot of it, obviously, throughout the course of the month. And I thought maybe it was almost like a shooting shirt. I thought maybe they were warm-up shirts for one side, but both teams in pink tonight, and lucky we already know their names. Yeah, that's a good. But you know, we saw something like this in the NFL. Did you see this a couple of weeks ago when the Jets played the Eagles and actually beat the Eagles? Yeah, saw that game. Did you see it? Their jerseys were so similar. I'm wondering how much that affected the quarterbacks. Well, Zach Wilson obviously threw it to the right guy, and he didn't always throw it to the right guy, so maybe it helped him out. Zach Wilson actually won a game. Amazing. All right, we're getting ready for first serve. You see the run around. They're going to shake hands at the net here. Again, both in pink jerseys tonight. Mililani, the home team, not just on the court, but by way of getting the bye. Kahuku having to play Campbell last night, beating them in straight sets. Let's take a look at your Zippy starting lineups for the Red Raiders. And you see Aliyah Tovo-Sunia in there along with Sydney Kenny. Love watching her. Emma Freitas, the setter. Well, she's usually a setter. Naomi Toilolo, she's actually the op tonight. Akanoa Launioa Navahine in there as well. And your starting lineup here, Zippy starting lineup for the Trojans. Erica Roberts, there's Alexis Rodriguez. Seen so much of her over the last few years. Cadence Wilson, Riley Kaupu'ike Kaikaina. Yeah, Laya Worsley, Anaya Assumption, our player to watch, and Elena Valdez in the mix for Val Crabb and her crew as they look to get to the semifinals and stop the streak for Kahuku. 2 straight so far. Looking for a three-peat if they can get to that championship game are the Red Raiders. A tough test tonight, though, in the Trojans. Undefeated so far on this season. On the home floor, but hardly feels like that. Kahuku travels well, as we've seen in all of their sports, and a lot of red in the gym. Always travel well. And they'll make noise. Little bit of a stoppage here, not quite the rhythm that we're used to at the beginning of the game as everybody settles into their lineups and the officials get their cards straight, and here we go. You know, I do my lineup card in the school colors. That doesn't help me with either of these teams. We do have a little bit of a different shade of pink. So, that's true. And Kahuku
with Kahuku on the front of their jerseys.
And we get ready to go. Back to serve. Eleanor Lauhingoa. She gets us underway. Big set from Asuncion outside. Erica Roberts with the swing. Still playing on. Gonna free ball that over. Barely over the net. Tight at the net. Big swing right there from number 18. Cadence Wilson in the middle with the kill.
You know, interestingly, that's what Val Crabb talked about. She went to a smaller middle. Look at Wilson. She goes about 5'7", elevates well, gave him some consistency. She stuck with her.
And she's back to serve. Lauhingoa sets it over to Toilolo. Toilolo from the left side goes long. Toilolo, the last couple of times we've seen them, she's been mainly a setter, playing Oppo tonight.
Yeah, you wonder why that was a little bit of a late lineup that came in for Kahuku. So we'll keep our eye on that. A little change in the lineup for them late.
And we're gonna get a contact call on Sydney Kenny. A tough pass. She just tried to flick it up, and it came out a little weird. Wilson serves it over. Tough pass, tight at the net. And into the net goes Lauhingoa. Eleanor, one of the sisters here.
Eleanor Lauhingoa, nowhere, nothing she could really do there. Maybe try to bump it back out, but that tight. So you see maybe a little bit of nerves here early, right? Bombing some serves, much harder to receive than it is to serve early in matches. You get a little nervous.
Oh!
As soon as I said that, it goes off the tape.
That one was about a centimeter from rolling over the top and going over.
Honestly, though, Jimmy, that has to be one of the things we've seen the biggest improvement in, I think, is the toughness of the serves, right?
Look at this. How did that? Oh, it came back.
Yeah.
Wow. Aliyah Tovoshania serves it out. First serve for Kahuku is an error.
Jitters, jitters.
I like that, it rhymes. A lot of depth for Val Crabb and her crew. Back to serve is Laya Worsley.
Yeah, Worsley been kind of a surprise. Also a setter. Has come in here and gotten some good time for Val Crabb. Worsley, a junior.
Service error there. Now back to serve.
Way back.
For the way back
Way
there.
back, 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 back.
This is Tiari Puriri. One of the call-ups here. 5 girls added to the roster from the JV or white teams. Big swing from Toilolo. She gets dug up. Bump set. That one going to the lefty. Anaya Asuncion.
Wow, Asuncion, such a blessing to be a lefty as a setter. Not too bad to be a lefty as a hitter either. From that right side, finds the middle of the court.
Erica Roberts back to serve. That one into the tape and back.
Val Crabb's gonna want to measure that up.
Yep.
It's a home court, what's happening?
Is this net regulation or what?
Good look at Val. Nice to see her before the game tonight.
Yeah.
14 grandkids, Val Crabb.
Oh my goodness.
Look like a touch.
No, no touch.
No touch.
Giving a point to Kahuku. Toilolo back to serve. Gets it over. Roberts puts it up. Tight at the net. Oh, Asuncion just swings the lefty on her own.
Oh, no. Oh, that is a dream come true. Right there. That is a career game. Game over. Watch this. Oh.
Roberts didn't know she was setting Asuncion.
Assist.
Wow.
Roberts.
Elena Valdez serving the libero. That one off the antenna. That'll be a point to the Trojans. And they're doubling up the Red Raiders at this point, 8-4.
Yeah, they got to pass. Got to pass.
Valdez serving again. Good serve, deep serve. The back set from Toilolo. Lauhingoa with the kill.
That was butter. Lolo set that beautifully. That back set gave her all the swings, right? Chooses to go cross court. You just sort of heard the boom off the arm of Lauhingoa.
There's Mona Lauhingoa. She got the kill. She got a great serve. That's going to need to be free-balled over. Asuncion gets it over. Here comes the pass. Toilolo outside. That is Tovo Sunia, and that is a kill.
I tell you, from that service side, you just get to see the full firepower of Kahuku. That's a great turn right there. Nice touch by Tovo Sunia.
Mona Lauhingoa getting them on a service run here, but this one is going to go just long.
The question here early is, can Kahuku pass? Because they've certainly got the firepower. They just got to get something somewhere in the middle of the court, because they got some choices when it comes to the setting.
Sala Akinoa coming in for the Red Raiders. You saw Worsley come in for the Trojans. Toilolo, back set, Lauhingoa. And that's actually Eleanoa Lauhingoa. This time, instead of setting, she receives the set.
Yeah, when Toilolo is setting, she gets to swing from that right side. You get a little taste of the double whammy, right? Lamona and Eleanoa Lauhingoa.
Eve Navahine, the libero, serving for the Red Raiders. Tough bump, set. Worsley. Oh, Navahine gets it up. Can they free ball it over? Yes, that is back over to Trojan side. Asuncion sets outside.
Oh,
the push from Alexis Rodriguez.
You know, I heard Kevin Wong say this, I think a couple weeks ago when he was doing this. He's talking about Rodriguez, and he said even her push plays are powerful, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that
not
was
just
strong.
the swings. Wait till you see a full swing here. But I mean, even those plays, there is just a lot of power in that punch.
Toilolo goes middle to Sydney Kenny.
Ooh, Kenny thought that was in. That was close, Jimmy. But we haven't seen a ton of good touches right on the blocking side of the net. This has been attack crazy. That did look out. It was a good call. Good call.
The officials on it tonight. They try to go middle again to Kenny. This time she can't connect with it. And another point for the Trojans. It's straight up 8 o'clock. We're in the first set of our second match tonight.
Maya Sarah in. You see her with that brace on her right shoulder. A fair amount of hardware there.
She's been wearing that for a while.
Yeah.
Little tip there by Tovo Sunia. Gets it over the block and down. You saw Cadence Wilson. It just tips off her hand and drops straight behind her.
Yeah, a little tenderness. We saw the first swing down the line and hard. This time, soft touch from Tovo Sunia, second kill.
Eleanoa Lauhingoa back to serve. Good deep serve. Asuncion goes outside to Erica Roberts. Dug up. Sarah! Shoulder brace and all.
You know, this is such an interesting matchup to watch because you've got a quicker offense running on the Mililani side, right? They're pushing stuff a little quicker. The attacks come a little quicker, but the athleticism on the Kahuku side always shows up, right? And on that play, you see it.
And Kahuku works the tape in their favor. We've seen two come back for the Trojans off the top of the tape, but Lauhingoa rolls that right over and down. And kudos to Lori Santi for helping out the ball girls as one just
Hey, I've been there.
right into the stool. Lauhingoa serving again, 12-10 Trojans. Asuncion goes back to Worsley. Put up, we're gonna free ball it over. Tovo Sunia puts it over. Asuncion, Roberts, a little bit of a swipe at it and it goes out.
Wow, that's a nice little play set in the middle of the court. Looked like Roberts was just gonna clobber that, just misses it a bit. Erica Roberts, along with Rodriguez, that 1-2 punch. Both next level players.
Yeah, they had the fake set up. That one's gonna be out. That takes us to 13-11 Mililani, which takes us to the TV timeout. 2-point lead for the Trojans in set number 1. The new Spectrum News app is your all-in-one destination for the local news, sports, and weather that matter most to you and your community. Download it today on your favorite devices. And how's it to all the Mililani people in the house? That's the JV and white squads cheering on it and cheering loudly right behind us. But they're loving it so far as their squad is up 13-11 in set number 1. And we're gonna get a little, was that a check? Are we playing basketball?
I think it was a check.
Okay, check, here we go. Great serve over by Cadence Wilson. Tip, is it in? It's in.
That's a really nice spot and a gutsy set on a pretty tight pass.
Boy, Maya Sarah, we saw her on TV back on September 26th. And Tessa Alva'a telling us then in that game that they were going to put her in, but really not get her any swings. They just wanted her in the game, maybe back row type of stuff.
Well, this is such a finesse play there for, you know, that was, you hit that spot all night, no one's touching that, right? She hit that sideline off of that middle set. Sees the court, obviously, and can be effective without that swing.
Tobo Sunia serving for the Red Raiders. Assumption takes that one behind, but Kahuku just bangs it around. They can't do anything with it. And what a kill right there for number 13, Riley Kaupuiki Kaikaina.
She's really come around. Val was talking about her as well. Kaupuiki Kaikaina kind of stepping up over the last couple of weeks for Mililani. In the middle, and they need that against Kahuku. They've got to have a middle presence.
Yeah, just a junior, by the way. Maila Stevens, we see the service error there. That's 4 now for the Trojans on the night. And back to serve for Kahuku. That's Tiari Puriri. Stuffed right there. Oh, we got 4 contacts.
Wow, I thought she put that right down on top of that block. My old eyes didn't see that, Jimmy Bender. Erica Roberts, I tell you, she looks like she's pretty solid 6'2" out there.
At least.
Yeah.
Oh, the roof coming from Assumption.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch Assumption. And Anaya Assumption and Aliyah Tobo Sunia actually played with Jammers, the club team, since they were 10 years old. Always fun to watch these guys across the net battle it out. Assumption on the block, both setting here in this match.
In the middle, Maya Isera. The shoulder brace is off, by the way, for Isera now. Toilolo will put it over. Off the block, up. Assumption goes middle to Roberts. That one dug out by Lauhingoa. Set going to the outside to the other Lauhingoa. She gets it down for the kill.
That's a really good ball there by Nawahine, right? She put that up in a spot that wasn't too tight on the net, gave her a little bit of room, allowed her to hit a really deep ball that stayed in the corner.
Toilolo serves. Close match, 16-14. Here's Rodriguez swinging. It's out.
I am so glad I'm not doing lines, okay? On that, I'm really happy about that, because that, Rodriguez.
There's got to be some flinching going on.
yeah. Pal Eldridge, the guy who teases me about that. Did you flinch, Santi? No, didn't.
Pass. Tip over. Playable for Kahuku, but a tough pass. Assumption puts it over, but we got it into the net on Assumption. And she is confused. She felt like she got it clean.
Yeah, not sure that was on Assumption. Let's take a look at it. Watch Assumption on the right near us. Yeah, not sure that was her net.
Rodriguez swinging off the block, up. Nawahine, free-balled over by Kahuku. Assumption, who's she gonna find? In the middle. That is Riley Kaupuiki Kaikaina.
Woo! Kaupuiki Kaikaina, only the junior. Lister at 5'8", plays a little taller than that. And almost dug by Kahuku. This is fun to watch, Jimmy. I feel I'm fangirling on this match, you know?
That's 2 kills already, by the way, for Kaupuliki Kaikaina. Tough pass. They'll get it up. Bump set. Put over. Asuncion goes to Rodriguez. Right in front of Tovo Sunia.
You see Rodriguez with the facial expression. She didn't get all of that. It lands in the middle of the floor. First swing was out. This one gets the kill.
What do we say in golf, Lori? Good miss.
I feel like I've been seeing her rip balls for 10 years. It's only been 4, really 3.
Elena Valdez serving, gets it over. Oh, the dink!
Lahingoa, what touch from that right side.
That's Toilolo calling that one.
Oh, it is Toilolo, my bad. And it's such a tough read because she's backpedaling, right? You don't expect it.
Mona Lahingoa serving, overpass. Tovo Sunia takes the swing, it's blocked. That was blocked by Asuncion. And Asuncion's gonna set behind the line, Erica Roberts. In or out? It's in!
Wow. That's a great angle there by Erica Roberts from the back row. And it was a nice block by Asuncion. I can tell you what, too, her shoulders are feeling that right now. They've been rocked.
But she read the overpass perfect.
Yeah, she did.
And now the lefty server gets it over. Big swing from Tovo Sunia. No, that's tight at the net. Tough angle, gets it over. Swing from Worsley. Popped up. That went way up, almost hit the ceiling. Reballed over by Kahuku. Who's Asuncion got now? She's got Rodriguez flying high.
Wow, Rodriguez so quick off her feet. That ball a little bit underset for her, I think, and still manages to hurry and keep this ball in play.
Had to contort her body just a bit to get to that, but got it. Toilolo goes outside. Tovo Sunia tries to tip it off the block and out.
You gotta like what you're seeing from Worsley if you're Val Crabb. You know, she's touching a lot of balls on the block. That one just out, but she's giving you a couple good swings. There is not a lot of drop-off here in the substitutions that we're seeing, right, in this particular match on both sides. These guys can all play.
Mililani in the red zone. You saw Rodriguez just one hand push it and gets it through the block and down.
Oh, it was close. Good effort by Nawahine, the libero for Kahuku. She's everywhere. Great in a cover situation, too, and you have to be when you get people swinging that hard. That ball's coming back.
And an ace for Rodriguez. Here's the serving. Val Crabb talked about the strength of this team is from behind the service line. Second ace of the night for the Trojans.
You know, and they've got some good height, right? So that trajectory, you know, it changes things a little bit. If you can get a little pop on that serve when you're 6'1", tough to handle.
Another good serve, overpass. Put up for Worsley. Off the block, popped up. Nawahine, she's gonna bump set to the side. Lahingoa roll shots and gets it down.
Love the feel by Lahingoa. Remember, these guys are sophomores, right? These two, and that's unbelievable. Just sort of the feel that you kind of see that they have for the game, the spaces that know what to hit in what situation.
Yeah, when the numbers are on, it's fine. When I was at practice back in September watching them, I had to ask them, okay, which one are you? So I know as I'm watching the practice what you do.
What'd they tell you, Jimmy?
It was the shoes. I had to go off the shoes.
The shoes.
Yeah. Toilolo's going to tip it over. Asuncion sniffs that one out. Valdez gets it up, and the set to Roberts is good.
You know what I like to watch when Erica Roberts swings is she is always behind the set. You rarely see her kind of hurry under stuff. She really does a nice job of waiting, is able to sort of quicken her approach. Fundamentally pretty sound on that left side.
Cadence Wilson back to serve, but it's not going to happen because a timeout is called by the Red Raiders. 23-19 Trojans. Girls volleyball tonight, but football tomorrow. The OIA Division II semifinal between Roosevelt and Kaiser at Kaiser, 7:15 on Spectrum OC16 for that one. That'll be fun. We saw Roosevelt tonight win in volleyball. Maybe that carries over to their football team. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a solid outing too. I was impressed with Roosevelt. Not really what I expected. I thought they Really good group there.
Well, that's the third off-the-tape serve for the Trojans. 5 service errors for them on the night with 2 aces.
I mean, the difference between that being an ace and an error is
yeah.
about what's the thickness of the cord.
Tovosania back to serve for the Red Raiders. 23-20 Trojans. Roberts swinging. She's dug up, but it's an overpass. Another chance for Worsley. Off the block. Nawahine over to Lauhingoa. She's going to set Tovosania behind the 3-meter line. Asuncion goes over to Roberts off the block. One-handed over. Roberts has another chance. Tips it. Dug up again. It looks like we've got an under the net, though.
Nice scramble on the Kahuku side on some of those really good swings. And
we're going to get another timeout, by the way, from Tessa Alva'a as it comes to set point in set number 1, but you can see that. By the way, I'm noticing Sarah has the shoulder brace back on.
I saw that.
It came off for a little bit.
Yeah, she wants to keep it off, but coach probably making her put it back on.
There's probably something to that.
Probably
right?
has a torn rotator. Yeah, I mean, she should keep it on, but it's got to be kind of tricky to play with.
It is the playoffs, though. Hard to keep somebody out, you know, especially Amaya Isera, who's been a big part of this team for the last couple of years. She is a senior, one of a few on this squad.
You know, the thing with Kahuku we've seen year in and year out is they're very momentum oriented, right? You know what I mean? Like you can go from this situation as an opposing team and they can just start rolling, and it's just such a passion-felt program, right? All of their programs. So we'll see how I think this is going to go a little longer than maybe it looks right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Mililani looking pretty good. Their firepower is pretty tough to match.
And the one thing, you know, we saw them on TV twice this year against Moanalua back on September 26th, against Kalaheo on October 17th. Both of the coaches of those teams told me beforehand the biggest concern about Kahuku is their athleticism. If they do anything well, it's just being all over the place.
You know, we use that term so much, right? I mean, what does it really mean? In volleyball, there is a skill set, there is a touch, it's not, you know, purely that, right? I mean, they have that nice mix, but it's just, I think for me, when I watch their teams, it's more about just that momentum and that passion and that grit. And boy, when it starts to happen, you can feel it. You know, it doesn't. It's hard to stop that. So they're going to need to find that space tonight, right? Against a very good Mililani team.
Lila Worsley back to serve. This is set point for the Trojans in set number 1. It's over. It's good. The bump set over to Lauhingoa. And she gets it down. We play on.
Lauhingoa to Lauhingoa for the kill.
That's so cool. Like we've only seen that a couple of times. I remember Kapolei had a set of sisters where one would set the other. I think Waipahu even one time too.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
I actually lived with twins when I was in college, and one played shortstop and one center field in there. That sister twin thing. There's some telepathy that goes on there for sure.
Big rip, overpass. That's Kingston Alva'a. And do we have an inadvertent whistle? We did.
They're going to replay that.
They're going to replay that.
Looked like an over. I'm not sure. I will say that Asuncion looked like she just about got her finger broken when she went up for that little bit of a joust. Keep an eye on that, because.
And that's number 10, Kingston Alva'a, the coach's daughter that we saw there. Free balled over. Kahuku with a chance to attack. They're going to go backside to Lauhingoa. And she hits it out. And that gives the first set to the Trojans. In the best of 5, Mililani up 1 set already as we look to see who's going to move on to the semifinals and who's going to take on Roosevelt. Mililani looking strong in set number 1. We'll be back. Boy, after all the action tonight, I could really go for a munchie meal, and it's perfect because Jack in the Box brings us a set 1 stats. And This is probably closer than I think most people thought, considering how the momentum seemed to be in Mililani's favor. Tight set, though.
Yeah, it really felt like the line seemed closer. It seemed like Mililani was kind of in front that entire set, but you look at the kills, very similar, just one difference. And 333, good kill percentage for Mililani. They had 4 more swings, which really was the point differential. So it was the attack from Mililani that kind of closed that first set out.
Oh, you see Kahuku there digging everything up. But again, you know, like we saw with Kalaheo in the first thing, it's one thing to dig it up. It's another thing to make sure the passes are crisp so the sets can be crisp.
And I think Mililani's a hard team to chase down, right? So they got off to that early start. Kahuku seemed a little nervy, right? Didn't serve receiver well at the beginning of that first set. So we'll see if they settle in, stay more even at the front and throughout the set in the second set here.
Now we see Kingston Alva'a, number 10, in to start the set for Kahuku. Again, that's Teysa Alva'a's daughter.
Look at her.
She
spitting image, right?
Oh, I know, right? But she is just a freshman, and she's 6'2".
Yeah, she's coming.
Wow.
Exactly.
You know, Teysa just moving back from Texas. She was living in Texas for years. Just moving back this summer after getting the Kahuku job.
She has a really nice affect. You see her during the timeouts. You can tell sort of a lot about that, and definitely has her players' attention, and obviously played at a super high level. So sometimes you got to walk that walk, right?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
And she's done that.
And a little bit of stall here, but we are ready to get the set going, and Alexis Rodriguez gets us underway in set number 2. Off the tape, that time in favor of the Trojan. Gets over. Acera, big swing, but it goes out.
So I'm amazed that Acera can just even swing with that on. I mean, kind of a gutsy performance for her right throughout the course of the season.
I have something like that, but it has an ice pack built into it. It's really great for recovery. Another one off the tape for Rodriguez. There's a big swing for Kenny. Assumption sets Worsley. She gets it through the block and down.
That's a good choice by Assumption. I thought she might go across with Roberts on the left, but she back sets that to Worsley. And you're right, those first 2 serves just off the tape.
First kill of the night for Lila Worsley. And Rodriguez, this time she goes deep with it. Toilolo back to Tovo Sunia. That one dug up. Assumption goes to Worsley again. Dug up. Nawahine, the set. Over to Tovo Sunia. She tries to tip it. It gets dug up. Roberts! Oh. And Roberts goes wide.
She hit one of those in set 1 that caught the line on the left side. Just yanking on that line down the sideline. Roberts just wide, and you mentioned that. And you look at Mililani, they're a stretch offense, right? They're gonna set the right side, and they're gonna set that far left side. Don't have a lot of middle attack. They'll run a back row set, obviously, when those guys are in the back row, but they'll spread you out.
Big block up for Kahuku. Big front line. Acera will just put it over. Assumption. She's gonna go back to Rodriguez. Off the tape, gets over. Dug up. Nawahine bump set over to Lauhingoa. Off the block and down.
That's a really, really nice transition. They kind of turned a play that looked like it was going to be terminated by Mililani with the back row swing. Dug it, stayed patient. Get the side out.
That one over. Bump set for Roberts. She stays behind the ball. Big dig. The set outside. Lauhingoa off the block. Rodriguez puts it up. Worsley and Assumption collide, so a little trouble there. Lauhingoa with another serve. Off the block, dug up. They can free ball it over and keep it going. They do. Rodriguez to Assumption to the middle. And that is put down by Cadence Wilson.
I'll tell you what, though, you're not dropping your head on the Kahuku side. There were some great digs on that side. Toilolo in that back row, Fiatoa in that back row. And ultimately, it's the set in the middle. Maybe a little unexpected on the Kahuku side.
Cadence Wilson serving. Great serve, tough pass. Somehow they turn that into a swing. Assumption over to Worsley. She'll go left side, cross court, and it's out.
couple early hitting errors by Mililani.
You mentioned Talia Fiatoa in that back row there. She's one of the call-ups for Tesa Alva and her crew. Asuncion off the tough pass over to Worsley. That's her best swing of the night, and she destroys it.
Worsley getting fed over there on the right side. And when you're playing with just bangers like Roberts and Rodriguez, Worsley getting a little love from her teammates.
And now Worsley back to serve. Lila gets it over. Tight at the net. Good set from Toilolo over to Mona Lauhinoa.
Just froze the block. Toilolo held that for a little while. Watch how clean this set is. Middle goes up, loses that block, and just turns that down the line.
And you mentioned the Lauhinoas, both sophomores, fun to watch.
A lot of power.
The new guard for Kahuku. They served that one out.
That's a nice dodge in that back row by Elena Valdez. Libero for Mililani. Ball coming right at her.
I think Erica Roberts is taller than me. I'm looking at her. I think she's taller than me. Oh, that one tipped into the block. That was Kingston Alva'a for the Red Raiders. Just a little soft tip, and the block was having none of it. She's not just going with the pink jersey, she's got the pink shoes too, does Roberts. Swing by Toilolo into the block and out. That was a great swing from Toilolo, who comes in at just 5'7".
Yeah, I think from this vantage point, she isn't taller than you.
No,
okay?
definitely
and
not.
She just rose out of the floor there to get a swing from the left side. What the versatility of Toilolo, impressive here.
Great serve, great pass from Rodriguez, and then back to her off the touch of Nawahine and out.
I feel like there's a couple of the balls off the arm of Rodriguez that could be let go. It's just a hard read because it's coming at you so hard. But
well,
this
we'll
ball may have been long.
Yep. Nawahine is like,
but I'm not taking those bullets, so it's easier said than done.
good point. Big swing. We got it off the touch.
So they trade those touches, trying to get out of the way in that back row. On Mililani's side was Roberts.
I don't even think she's 5'7". I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at her.
That's because we're sitting at ground level.
But she
We're
plays like
below,
she's 6'2", right?
We're sitting almost on sea level right here, so everyone looks tall, Jimmy.
Oh my goodness. Rodriguez, that was almost straight down.
Rodriguez almost embarrassed by that swing. It was so good. We haven't seen that, right, from our arsenal. We've seen a lot of deep cross court. Early on, that ball got all the way out to the pin, gave her that line option, and she took it.
They called it out.
Oh, is that out?
They called it out. Kahuku
Oh, it was
serving.
wide. It was, yeah, maybe.
Little tip over there from Sydney Kenny. Now Rodriguez gets a swing at it. Roll shot, dug up. Lauhinoa back to Kenny. Oh, the dig! And Rodriguez tries to put it over the net, but doesn't. What a dig, though, by Mililani.
Valdez took that one, kind of rolled up on her. Feel like there's a little momentum change here, Jimmy. Red Raiders on the move.
8-7 Kahuku. Oh, an ace! Eve Nawahine serving tough.
I feel like they didn't really get out of the funk of that out call, right, from Rodriguez. And that facial expression, I didn't know that's what she was doing. I think she really thought that was in.
That one had a little backspin on it. Block at the net by Sydney Kenny. And here comes Kahuku. Val Crabb stands up. She's going to call it. Timeout. Mililani, 10-7 Red Raiders in set number 2. Mililani up 1-0. Kailua Farrington tomorrow night, an OIA D1 football semifinal. That's at 7:30 on XCast. from Farrington. Looking forward to that one. Myself and Abuma will follow on the call. And don't get those Kahuku fans going. We talked about momentum, Lori. Once they get into that, oh. Waiting for the call to play. Eve Navahine back for Kahuku, ready to serve, up 10-7. Roberts puts it up, Asuncion over to Rodriguez. She takes something off of it and gets it down right in front of Navahine.
I feel like Rodriguez, her last two swings, maybe her best two swings, the one was called out on that left sideline. That was a really nice touch shot. I feel like she hasn't even really gotten tracked yet. You know, I mean, she's hit some balls, she's got her kills, but I'm not sure we've seen the best part of her. And Asuncion into the net, uncharacteristically.
That is 6 service errors for the Trojans tonight. 2 aces. Omi Toilolo back to serve for the Red Raiders, up 11-8 in set number 2. Asuncion takes that pass, gives it to Rodriguez. There's that push you were talking about. Sydney Kenny tries a swipe at it. Now Worsley, she pushes it and ends up getting a kill out of it. Just yanks it to the left and somehow gets a kill. There were no real swings there, Lori.
No, a little more a lot of creativity, right?
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of swings between Rodriguez and Roberts.
Rodriguez with a knuckleball. Kenny tries to tip it over. It's dug up. Valdez digs it. The swing. So we got a touch. No touch call.
That was such a good play there by Asuncion, too, just to get a swing out of it from Worsley. It's kind of tough to see. We'll take a look at it. Asuncion bump set. She looked like it was just off the fingertips.
Well, Kenny says no.
Tough to see.
Kenny said no.
Yeah.
I believe her. And back to serve for Kahuku. This is Talia Fiatoa. That one put up. Over to Roberts. She gets it through the block. And now Navahine over to Lauhingoa. She's going to get that one down off of Rodriguez.
That's a really, really good ball there put up by the libero, Navahine. A really hittable ball. She did this before. She keeps it a little bit off the net. And that side swipe line swing. Again, the savviness.
And that time Fiatoa serves it long. Side out to the Trojans. That gets them into double digits. 13-10 is the score here in set number 2. If you're just joining us, Mililani won set number 1 in a close one. And that one is over. Good serve. Toilolo, great set. Lauhingoa can't get it. Back to Rodriguez behind the line, but it's dug up by Toilolo. Lauhingoa, another swing. She goes line again. And that one's going to be called on Asuncion, the double contact.
How good is Toilolo in that back row? Just takes everything off of those swings, man. Just pulling those arms back. Great touch in the back row.
Another one of these players doing everything. She's setting, she's hitting, she's digging. That one put over. Asuncion right in the middle, and she finds Riley Kaupuiki Kaikaina.
That's a really nice choice by Asuncion, right? She's only got one blocker there. Nice job getting a middle attack. They don't run it a lot, but when they do, it's had success. 3
kills for Kaikaina. She's hitting 400 on the night. Worsley gets it over. Dug up by Fiatoa. Over to Lauhingoa. Big swing into it. Somebody hit the net. Yeah, they're going to call it
under, I think.
On Kahuku, that's Kingston Alva'a.
I thought Lauhingoa had actually gone under after that swing. Right call, ended up on the right side either way.
And Worsley serving again. Another good serve, dug up. Good pass. They go back to Acera.
I don't know if they meant to run that 10. I'm not sure. It looked as if that was a little bit of a miscommunication. Alva'a was up and yeah, a little bit tight there.
14-13. Red Raiders. Lauhingoa off the block. Asuncion and Kahuku Kaikaina team up for the block.
You know,
and the construction workers are happy.
That's right.
Oh, that takes us to the TV time.
There was an obstacle there.
Roof. Well, the Trojans rolling back to tie this one up in set 2. And Alexis Rodriguez has been solid tonight. 6 kills for the senior. And Lori, she's been putting down some hits that are very powerful.
Yeah, with authority. We've seen her kind of change up. She's got a little soft stuff this year. We know she's got the fastball. The other thing that happens is you have to account for like Rodriguez, right? Even if she's not taking all those swings, you have to account for where she is on the floor, which opens stuff up for other people.
And Sarah just has to bump that one over. The set was behind her. Roberts is going to get a swing at it, and she'll get it down. Worsley on a service run here for the Trojans, and now they have the lead. Another great serve from her. That's an ace.
Wow. I'll tell you, she hit that flush, didn't she? That ball did not rotate from this side of the gym to the other side of the gym. Worsley rolling. Little added addition, and that ball stays on the right side, and that on her right side, that left back, that's a tough pass.
That's a knuckleball right there. And about 10 feet out, it just moved. That one's gonna go long. Her service run is over, but she does her job and gets the Trojans the lead. They're up 16-15 here in set number 2. And she'll come out in favor of Maila Stevens.
Kahuku came out a little hotter in this set, but only 5 kills go along with 5 errors in set number 2. So they got to find ways to find the floor here.
Noah Lauhingoa serves that one long. Gives it right back to the Trojans.
You know, I think the other thing, Jimmy, we're not used to seeing with Kahuku is we're not seeing a middle attack. And for many years, you know, we've seen that. We've seen that with their height, their ability to set that middle, and not seeing that so far in this match.
Roll shot over. And we heard a whistle. And that's going to go Kahuku's way.
Yeah, I think they called the net there on.
Yeah, I didn't see the call.
Kaupuiki, I think. Kaikaina.
But that'll get Mona Lauhingoa behind the line to serve. 17-16, Trojans in set 2. That one put up by Valdez. Over to Rodriguez. It's dug up. It's a bump set. Tovo Sunia with a swing. She's dug up by Valdez again. Back over to Rodriguez. Took something off of it. Navahine dug it up. Tovo Sunia. She'll get it down! Nobody was over there on that side of the court, Lori.
And she took this ball so deep, almost off of her own side, all the way across, and gets this ball in. You see Rodriguez, that's just a great dig. We've talked about her all night long. Nawahine spectacular in the back row for Kahuku. And then the swing, sideline to sideline.
Asuncion goes over to Kaupuiki Kaikaina. Still going. What a great dig from Roberts in the back row. Rodriguez with that push again. And we got a call. A net on Kahuku.
I actually thought it might have been on Rodriguez on the follow-through, but the call on Kahuku.
And Sala Akanoa coming in for the Red Raiders in favor of Mona Lauhingoa. Tessa Alva'a asking for a little clarification on that. And now we got the whistle to play. Alina Valdez back to serve. Good serve. Tovosunia puts it up. They send it back to Toilolo. She's been good. She gets blocked though. Asuncion tight at the net. Off the block and out for Cadence Wilson.
It's 3 kills for Wilson on 4 swings. So she's a little bit of the X factor in the middle. Very undersized, but quick hops up off her feet awfully quick. And she's getting a solo block there.
Valdez serving again. 19-17 now, Trojans in set number 2. Ooh. Good dig from Valdez. Roberts behind the line, stays behind it. Kahuku manages to get a swing, and Tovo Sunia finds the back of the court.
Tovo Sunia has taken 3 really tough swings, tough angles, and managed to get him in for kills. Super savvy, watch this. Turns it, she has that kind of looping arm, right? Where she gets that topspin, the ball travels down pretty quickly. Couple kills in a row here for Tovo Sunia.
A lot of out-of-system stuff whereas we're playing at Crane Park. Assumption, oh, look at the lefty!
With the left!
Cadence Wilson switches hands like she's Michael Jordan in midair.
That's like the reverse layup. Wilson subtly, sort of an art form right there. In fact, nobody in that back row even expected that.
And now Assumption, the lefty serving. Put up by Navahine. Over to Tovo Sunia, she's off the block and gets the kill for the Red Raiders. Acera will come back in now for Eleanor Lauhingoa. Oh, this is a good one. 6 ties in this one, 2 lead changes. Overpass.
Rodriguez, that hang time, that's beautiful to watch, right? She kind of went up and looked around and then pressed
two-handed it, right?
Pressed it.
By the way, can we talk about her hair?
Yeah, that's
that
it.
is dope.
Yeah, it is.
That is dope. I love
It is. Kind of seals it with the headband.
She almost gets the ace. Instead, that's a swing for Sydney Kenny. And now over to Roberts. She gets blocked by Kenny, but it goes out.
That's a really good swing. Really controlled swing by Roberts on the left side. Kind of a tough set from behind her. Doesn't try to put too much pace on it. Goes off the hands and out. Good play there by Roberts.
And as Mililani gets to 22 points, that's enough for Tessa Alva'a to call another timeout.
You know, we looked at Mililani not literally 10 minutes ago in this set number 2. They were 5-5 kills and errors. It's 13-6. That happened quick.
They have found their groove. They're hitting 219 now in this set. Hit 333 in set number 1, so they're 274 on the night.
And Tovo Sunia, look at that line. 6 kills, no errors on 14 swings, and still Mona Lauhingoa leading that side in kills for Kahuku with 7.
Well, 25-21 was the score in set 1 in favor of the Trojans. We sit in set 2 at 22-19. Val Crabb and her crew discussing what they need to do to get these final 3 points. Now remember, at the end of this game, we are going to hand out a plaque to a couple of lucky ladies. And Mike's Engraving and Trophies is the official trophy provider of Spectrum OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, it's Mike's Engraving and Trophies located behind Cutter Ford in Aiea.
Okay, that's been a long run for Mike. Mike's been engraving since I've been here.
And you know what's cool? I get to hand out most of the plaques, right?
I know.
And the one thing I always tell the kids, on the back of the plaque is the Mike's Engraving address. Take it down there whenever you have time. They'll engrave your name on it for free.
There you go.
How cool is that?
Good knowledge.
For the Neighbor Island kids, I always tell them, look, if you have family over there, if you make a trip over to Oahu, make sure you get it to Mike's Engraving and get your name on it. You don't want just a blank trophy.
No, and you know those I remember my daughter got one of those for one of the, and she loved that. You know what I mean? It's a special thing.
It is.
I mean, not only is it just, you've also been on television. It's just very cool.
Yep. You get the highlight package, the whole works. All right. Acera pushes it over. Roberts puts it up for Assumption. Back to Roberts. Block. Rodriguez will dig that one up. Now they're going to go to Worsley. That one blocked. Sydney Kenny says, no way, Jose.
Good for Kahuku to have Kenny in the front row again. She's sort of the hype woman, right? She's got the good juice in that front row, and like to see her get some sets out of this rotation if they can get a pass.
Yeah, definitely more of her. The last couple of times we've seen her on TV, she's been a huge factor for them, so we need to see more Sydney.
Especially with Tovo Sunia now in the back row, their best attacker tonight.
Roberts, big swing, but that one way long.
Assumption having to set a lot of these balls kind of outside of that circle, right? She's had to come out for a lot of balls, and she makes that look easy, but those sets are kind of coming from behind the hitters, and it's a little trickier to get a swing on.
Now we're at 22-21 in set number 2. Valdez, she gets it up. Roberts is going to have to try to tip it over. It's blocked. Assumption now goes back to Rodriguez behind the 3-meter line. Dug up. Navahine, bump set. Lauhingoa off the block and down. We are tied at 22.
That wasn't an easy swing. She goes high hands here. Lauhingoa, watch this. And it's going to go off of Worsley. Uses the hands, gets the kill. Make that 8 now for Mona.
That's as high hands as you can get right there. Rodriguez puts it up. Assumption back to Worsley.
That's the right swing. Worsley saw that angle, just kind of missed it.
Yeah, that's the one we've seen her hitting tonight. Val Crabb is up. The timeout is called. And the teams head to their benches. I'm telling you what, this one could be a long night. I hate to say that.
You know, it's interesting, though. What a momentum switch, right? And when did it come? You thought that maybe Kahuku was in trouble. Tovo Sania goes back to the service line. Who are you going to set there? And really, it's been Lauhingoa has kind of pulled through on this particular rotation, and they've gotten touches at the net.
Yeah, we have to clarify. Mona Lauhingoa, she's been solid tonight. There's 2 of them over there. But number 12 for the Red Raiders, she has just found a way to get it down on the floor.
She really does, and really using that block. We know she has a heavy shoulder, kind of a wheel shot there down the line. The power there. She seems to see the block so well, right? I mean, that's a lot of being a hitter. It's just that decision making. Only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore. Unbelievable. Oh, and the We Got Spirit chants are going on.
Oh, it's on.
You never want to battle Kahuku in a We've Got Spirit
Yeah.
challenge. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And they're not even the home team. But look, we know Kahuku travels well.
It's tough to call them out.
That's the fun part of their game.
Mililani taking a little time. Their full timeout. There's 15 seconds left, and they took about every second of that timeout.
Yeah.
Kahuku ready to go.
Coach Val, long conversation with her team because they've let Kahuku back into the lead. 3 lead changes in set number 2 as Kahuku looks to even this up at 1 set apiece. 2 points away from doing so. And the clock is counting down for some reason. Rodriguez puts it up. Worsley bump sets it over to Roberts. Roberts takes a roll shot. That one's dug up. Toilolo over to Lauhingoa. She'll bump it back up. Toilolo over to Tovo Sania. And she gets it off the touch and out. Kahuku 1 point away from tying this thing up.
And it's been those swings off the high hands, right? So I'm not sure if that came from the coaching staff, but that seems to be the adjustment they've made, and they're finding success.
Not a lot of blocks for either team on the night. Kahuku with 2, Mililani with 3. Great serve by Tovo Sania. Overpass! And Lauhingoa ends set number 2. 25-22 is the score there. We are tied at 1 set apiece as we look to see who will play Roosevelt in the semifinals of the OIA Girls Volleyball Tournament. Now here are your set 2 stats. This one a close one as well, but you can see Kahuku, the kill percentage, coming up on this one.
They really closed down on that second half of that set, right? They were behind. They were kind of chasing a little bit in the middle, and I really feel like it was Tovo Sania that kind of dominated that front row for a while, had some really good swings, and then Lauhingoa kind of got with it, and they served it out. A lot of high hands kills in that set. You look at the aces and errors the same, everything else relatively the same, but they out-hit them. So it's really been a few more swings, right? In the first set, there were 4 differences in the amount of attacks. Mililani had the nod there, and then in this set, it was Kahuku.
Yeah, you had mentioned it kind of late there in that set about how the Trojans had turned it around their hitting percentage. And at that point, Kahuku was hitting for a very low percentage. They really turned it on in the last 10 points or so.
They did. They were 5-5 for a while, so both teams really attacked better in the second half of set number 2, but it was Kahuku comes out on top, and now that's that momentum shift. We talked about earlier, it is hard to break the Red Raiders' momentum shift, no matter what the sport.
By the way, you saw the graphic come up just a little bit earlier. This Saturday, homecoming for the Rainbow Warrior football team against San Jose State. Kind of a homecoming for one of the guys they're playing against.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of talk about that. It is a...
That is on the Spectrum pay-per-view, by the way. And here we go with set number 3. Asuncion. Who's she going to? Worsley off the block. Tomo Sonia just lays out. Toilolo gonna put it up. Rodriguez gets that to Asuncion. Asuncion over to Roberts. She's blocked. Some confusion on who's gonna take that one for the Trojans. Now Toilolo goes to Sydney Kenny. Coming our way. And you're good.
I knew she was coming.
Anaya Asuncion just gave you the look. I'm sorry.
No. You know what's interesting, too, as we're watching this, the covers have been unbelievable.
Unreal.
So a lot of soft blocks, even the hitters turning around, popping their own stuff up. Super active on the swings and on the touches. Both sides.
Service error for Toilolo. Evens us up at 1. You know, sometimes we talk about how semifinal night is the better night than championship night. We see that in a lot of the sports. Tonight, maybe quarterfinal night.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, we talk about this being a really big matchup this early in the tournament.
Right. Oh, look out. Great effort there from the Trojans, from Cadence Wilson.
Tomo Sonia has just been on fire.
Took a lot off of that.
It's a big tool shed there, right? Like
Yep.
a lot of different swings.
And great serve, too. Asuncion, she's going to get it to Worsley. That's off the block. Oh, and it finds its way down.
They keep feeding Worsley, you know, and they're not really going to the left side as much, and Worsley answering the bell.
And they've got 2 blockers up against her every time.
Yeah, they do. But it's a hard push across, right? A lot of those passes are kind of coming to that half of the court for Asuncion.
And now Worsley back to serve. Lila gets it over. Toilolo over to Lauhingoa. That one dug up by Rodriguez, and they'll get it over to Roberts. She gets a big swing, and she gets it down. Erica Roberts, her 7th kill of the night. Every time it goes over to her, I'm on pins and needles. Worsley. Oh!
Worsley. That is such a stiff serve from back there. We saw the ace in set number 2, right, where that ball didn't rotate at all. I mean, she hits this it's a great little jump float, and usually back to that left side of the court for Kahuku. She basically hits that dead straight from where she serves it.
That one was kind of like a screwball. That one just a little bit of spin to it. Toilolo's gonna go outside. Lauhingoa, big swing. Oh. Gets it off of Rodriguez and out for the kill.
Lauhingoa going after the setter there, the smaller part of the block. And Rodriguez is lining up. Ooh, man.
Look out.
It goes through Worsley. Rodriguez gives it a shot. That's some juice.
I gotta give a shout out to Kevin Wong. I got to go to his new place with the ice baths and all that.
Yeah, you sitting in that tank? Because never put me in that
I didn't
one
do
tank,
it,
okay,
but I think some of these athletes tonight might need it.
Oh, yeah. That recovery thing is real. Those
45
boots and
degrees.
those tanks and those saunas. I'm feeling that. You know?
45 degrees.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Ice baths are it.
Roberts.
Oh!
Rolling.
That's silky, right?
That's
just silky. Little bit like Reed for Kahuku. Reminds me of that. Just sort of unravels like Chanel Reed, you know, and it's a long arm, it's a high arm.
And in honor of our good friend Kelly Elms, that was smooth like butter. That one. Toilolo goes middle, and the middle doesn't work. That was Emma Freitas. And the set just a little bit off.
Good touch up there by Kaupuiki Kaikaina, the middle for Mililani.
Roberts just gonna rip that one over. Who's gonna take the swing? That's Lauhingoa. Another kill for her. Mona Lauhingoa on the night. 11 kills for her.
And had to hurry there. Still gets a kill. Double digits already, that's pretty quick. Beginning of the set, third set.
Now her sister, Eleanor, back to serve. Good serve, Valdez puts it up. Asuncion bump sets over to Rodriguez. Off the block and gets down, the cover wasn't there.
It's a really controlled swing there by Rodriguez. Maybe as a younger player, she hits that ball out. You know what I mean? Goes after it aggressively. There's a little bit of an offset. Just kind of curls her arm down, gets a good swing out of it.
70–80%, that's all you need sometimes. Lauhingoa setting, Lauhingoa.
That's just a replay off the high hands, right? How many times have we seen that, Jimmy? That ended set 2 in Kahuku's favor, and we're seeing that again.
Strategery.
Strategery.
Yeah. That's a word, right?
Yeah, it is now.
Aka minus, I tried that one the other day, it didn't work.
The Urban Dictionary of Jimmy.
Valdez, she'll get that, and Rodriguez will have to free ball it over. Attack opportunity for Kahuku. They go to the middle, they go to Freitas, and she gets it down. And a little dance from Emma Freitas.
I gotta see this again, because Lauhingoa had a little stutter step. Watch the set here. Almost like she set that flat-footed to the middle, and I think it froze everybody.
Lauhingoa serving that one. Oh, Valdez at the last second making the right decision. You've made a wise choice, my friend.
Sometimes dodging those serves is just as athletic as
really, right?
Passing a dime, right?
Do people practice that?
I don't know.
I'm going to serve it at you. You duck.
No, it's just a good dodgeball experience.
You can dodge a wrench, right?
Oh,
Tobo Sunia blocked, but dug up. Toilolo gets a swing at it. And Asuncion puts it up, but nobody's there to cover it.
Another deep swing from the Red Raiders. That ball in the back corner may have been out, but Asuncion right at her had to play it. She's fun to watch, right? It's kind of like watching a short basketball player dunk.
Right.
You know, it's just fun.
Spud Webb?
Yeah.
Rodriguez, swing, kill. She does that a lot. In fact, that's number 10 on the night for her. She's reached double digits.
We've seen her in the back row, seen her in the left side. Now the back set. Good read there.
Oh, following the Kahuku game plan. High hands.
Yeah.
Good serve, dug up. They'll go middle. Kenny dug up by Valdez. Roberts with a swing off the block. That one's popped back up. Lauhingoa goes back to Toilolo. She's blocked.
Wow, solo by Roberts on the left side. Looked like Toilolo was maybe trying to go line there, Jimmy, and couldn't quite get the high hands off of Roberts, who goes about 6'1" on that left side.
They got her on my roster as 5'11". I don't think that's right. Sydney Kenny with a kill and a little laugh. I don't think that's exactly what she was going for, but it worked.
This is a pretty good rotation too, right? You got Kenny in the middle. Tobo Sunia come over to the left side.
Boy, when the sets are on, Kenny is deadly from the middle. Out of system, a little swing from Roberts. Toilolo, back to Lauhingoa. Oh, Roberts pushes it straight down.
Now that might have been Cadence Wilson getting a lot of that. Wilson, we mentioned 5'6", the other middle blocker. Let's take a look right here. No, you're right, it's Roberts with the second one in about 2 minutes.
And that came back faster than it came over.
It did.
Cadence Wilson serving. Middle, Kenny. They get her going, look out.
I don't know what Kenny's hitting percentage is, but I feel like for years it's got to be up around 400. You know, I also just think what she brings, it's almost more valuable than that, is just her affect.
Yeah.
You know, she is just instant, like, positivity, right? There's a vibe about Kenny.
Fiatoa serving for Kahuku. Roberts gonna get a swing. A little bit off on that one. Here's Lauhingoa with a swing. Rodriguez can't handle it again. Lauhingoa going line. That back corner, that's her best friend right now.
I'm not even sure she had an approach here, Jimmy. That set looked like it was a little bit off the net. She went straight up and hammered it.
That's her BFF. Get her a friendship bracelet. Her in the back corner.
Okay, Swifty.
Oh no, did we mention Taylor Swift in our broadcast? Oh no.
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
Still going here. Roberts is going to go back to Rodriguez. Swing for her, dug up by Lauhingoa. Toilolo calls her number and gets it.
Great timing. That is just great timing.
It's all about knowing when to do it and when not to.
It's sort of having that feel for it hasn't been done in a long time, right? She knows she's got a single block in the middle.
And Mililani tries it, and it works. And Kenny almost kicked Lauhingoa in the face.
She did. Those kick digs can be dangerous, Jimmy. Don't try that at home.
I'm having hacky
Don't
sack
try that at
flashbacks. H building at Kalaheo before school. The hacky sack games were intense. Oh no, it's an ace. And that takes us to the TV timeout. 13-11 Trojans. Erica Roberts for the Trojans tonight. 8 kills, a couple of blocks. She has been feeling it. The hot hand for the Trojans.
Yeah, those 2 blocks in a row that came in this set right before this timeout were huge. Kind of stopped that high hand momentum that we saw Kahuku have.
So is a strategy, if they're hitting at high hands off of you, just get the hands higher?
I think you have a little bit of room, but you're also going off the shorter blocker, right? So when Wilson's in there, or even Assumption at the net, you know, that's sort of the tactic.
3 aces for Worsley on the night. She serves it over. Toilolo to Lauhingoa. That one dug up. Let's go to Roberts. She's dug up by Navahine. Toilolo back to Lauhingoa. That one gets down. She just keeps finding a way, and she is now at 14 kills on the night.
And you know what? That shoulder is just unbelievable. Watch her go up, and the trajectory she gets, it's almost like a wheel, right? She really launches that shoulder back and comes around the corner on that, and that topspin she gets, that downward direction is like somebody that's 6'3".
That's a sophomore, that's why.
Oh,
did you see that little backflip from Assumption?
You didn't do that.
But we're still going. Fiatoa gets that one over. Roberts with a swing off the block. Fiatoa digs. Who's got it? Maya Serra pushes. Roberts back to Rodriguez. Roberts is setting now.
Wow, that's like a ping pong play that ends up in a rocket launch for a kill by Rodriguez. See Roberts to Rodriguez, the soft hands outside to outside.
Isn't ping pong just like pickleball played on a small table?
Well, pickleball is just wiffle ball practice for you and I
Okay.
in baseball is what it is, okay? You know, you see that wiffle ball and you just think about having hit it 1,000 times. It's like they're wiping up the floor here.
Yeah, and it's getting dangerous out there. We saw Sydney Kenny almost kick Mona Lauhingoa. Now look at this. Mona Lauhingoa. Oh, Maya Serra takes an elbow to the face. And she's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Lauhingoa off the block and out. Watch the celebration though, be careful.
I'd say there's no fear on these tight sets. I mean, the fear is probably on the other side of the net. Lauhingoa just goes after these tight sets, and it is a lot to handle as a blocker.
Didn't we see that a couple of years ago where these celebrations were like, they were like shoves. They were getting really violent.
Yeah, I see that a little bit with Kapolei.
Assumption out to Rodriguez. Oh, what a little roll cross-court shot, and gets it down.
Second time we've seen that in this match, Rodriguez. And that's a shot that's going to serve her well, right? This is well, I was going to say Pac-12 bound. I shouldn't say that. An Oregon State bound.
Pac-2 bound.
Athlete, right?
Great serve. Can they get it up? Yes, they'll get a swing from Toilolo. She goes cross-court, and it's just out. She had open court over there, just couldn't find it.
So coming into those last two swings, these guys were 13 kills with 2 errors for the Red Raiders. They were on fire. Last 2 swings have been errors.
Lauhingoa setting. Toilolo goes long again. And now a 4-point lead for the Trojans here in set number 3. And here comes a swing for Toilolo. That time she tips it and finds the open court. And back to serve right now, Mona Lauhingoa. Roberts puts it up, tight at the net. Asuncion finds Rodriguez, that gets dug up. Lauhingoa over to Tovosunia. That one dug up. There's the push. Rodriguez playing it to perfection.
That's so graceful by Rodriguez on that left side. So we saw that off-speed swing to the right sideline from the left side, and this time flying around up there, deciding where she wants to put this.
She is amazing. And now the lefty server back there, Anaya Asuncion. As we see Kahuku making some substitutions. Coming in for the Red Raiders, Tilau Tonga, number 22. Sophomore, 5'10". And Asuncion serves it. Tovosunia. It's back to her. Roberts saves that one. Asuncion's going to go to Rodriguez. The set a little below, but she finds a way to get it through the block and down.
Wow, that was crafty. Trying to push it across was Asuncion. Rodriguez took that ball so low and just kind of turned it up and around the net.
Little lollipop. Navahine gets it.
That looked like it could have been a double contact on the set, but they end up calling the double contact on the other side, right?
Yep, that goes to Kahuku, so Eve Navahine is back to serve. 18-16, another close set. This will go down to the wire. See if somebody can make a strong run here. Another lefty from Cadence Wilson.
You know, I've been waiting for someone ambidextrous to swing from the outside. Give me a little right hand,
That's
give me
right.
a little left hand.
I can do that, I can do that.
This is a second kill. That is not an easy, she's good in the air, Jimmy. Good in the air with both hands.
And Rodriguez back to serve. 20-15 right now. In the red zone are the Trojans. Tonga got that one over. Coming back from Rodriguez. And now Lauhingoa to the middle. Sydney Kenny.
Good transition there by Kahuku. Kept it in play, got a good ball. Kenny, the #1 option in this rotation, right?
And it feels like we've been calling her name a lot in this set. It's only 4 kills on the night for her.
Yeah, but it's how they come, you know, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's just
when
they
happen,
It's
right?
when they happen.
Yeah.
And then the celebration.
Oh, the celebration.
After they happen.
Toilolo back to serve. Sala Akanoa back there in the back row. It's over. Valdez gets it up. Asuncion pushes it over. Now Roberts going with the left hand. It's contagious. Tovosunia. Valdez puts that one up. Asuncion back to Rodriguez behind the 3-meter line. Navahine digs that one up. Over to Tovosunia. She'll try the tip again. Asuncion digs that one up. Back set to Roberts. Double block goes up. Maya Essera, Sydney Kenny.
Wow, Essera and Sydney Kenny, what discipline to stay on that side, right? It looked like maybe no one was going to get there. The good set, other side of the court. It's tight. They build a house.
Lots of houses today. Asuncion tight at the net. She tried to go back to Wilson, and they couldn't connect. And now it's 2018, and Val Crabb says time out. We'll come back. It's 2018 Mililani in set 3. This is a close one. Lori, we're going to be back here at Mililani on Saturday night for a great OIA football D1 Open Division matchup between the Campbell Sabres and the Mililani Trojans. Oh, that
See
is
the way you lowered your voice?
Yes.
See that? Yeah.
Campbell Sabres.
Yes,
It's the NFL Films voice is what it is.
yes. The big gun voice.
Toy Lolo serving at 2018 Trojans. Roberts just gives it a little whoop.
What'd she give it? That's what I thought you said. You're right.
Well, if we could do sound effects for these
Yeah,
things,
you're doing a good job. 9 kills and 33 attempts on this match so far for Erica Roberts.
And Cadence Wilson, the ambidextrous hitter anyway, back to serve. Oh!
And
Kenny back again. Guess who's back?
that's a really nice connection too, right? Finds her wherever she is. Behind her at times, in front.
And you talked about her vibe being contagious. That smile. Wow. That'll get everybody going. Tovo Sunia back to serve. Long conversation with the coaches in the timeout. Big swing right there from Lauhingoa. Assumption has to bump set it to Roberts. Dug up by Tovo Sunia. Navahine gets it back in. Lauhingoa will free ball it over. Who's Assumption gonna go to? She goes middle. That was Kaupuiku Kaikaina.
Oh, Worsley in the net.
Oh no.
Boy, she danced around that. I thought she might have escaped. Tried to make that save off the tape, Jimmy, and they were watching her closely. You can see the net moving a little.
1 point game, 21-20 Trojans. Set number 3, we're tied at 1 apiece. Winner goes to the semifinals. Roberts, she gets it down. Might have been touched, but it didn't matter. It hit the floor over in that back corner. The Trojans 3 points away from winning set number 3. 3 ties, 1 lead change in this set. It's been a close one. At one point, Mililani led by 5. Navahine gets it. Look at that one! Lauhingoa, one hand, swings it over. Roberts blocked, but out.
Wow, that is just a great play there by Tafisi on the cover, the libero for Mililani. Nice exchange here. You feel like you're in an Ollie Frazier fight right now, right? It's just back and forth and back and forth. Watch this.
Look at that by Lauhingoa.
Yeah. Just the strength it takes, and then watch this swing. And Tafisi almost covered that and let it go. Good.
Smart, very.
Yeah, good play there. Just good court sense about where she was on the court.
A lot of Akamainis.
Yes, that's exactly. That's 3 new words you've made up in this just single broadcast alone.
Perfect. This game kind of playing out exactly what you expected?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I feel like Kahuku, I'm surprised with the 3 losses a little bit. I mean, I feel like this is a really, you know, tight group. I mean, there's some firepower on that side.
Losses to Moanalua, Kalani in a 5-setter, and then Kalaheo on that senior night game that we had about a week ago on TV.
Yeah, I mean, Moanalua and Kalaheo, so those are top seeds, right? So you're, you know, it's not, but as I look at them, and this is a team, we know that, right? Kahuku always a little better at the end of the season than at the beginning. And at least that's sort of what I found with a lot of their sports. Sometimes they're overlapping sports, so the kids go from volleyball to basketball. Maybe they're a little late getting in. But in this particular instance, I feel like this may be a team that's getting better as the playoffs go along.
Well, let's take a look at the bracket here to see where everybody's trying to get to. And you can see we already have that other semifinal locked up. Moanalua sweeping Lelehua, Kapolei sweeping Kalani over there at Moanalua. So those two will play each other on October 30th. Okay, and then we have Roosevelt sweeping Kalaheo earlier tonight. They're awaiting the winner of this one. We are tied at 1 set apiece in the 3rd set, where it's 23-20 Mililani. I mean, this is, you're right, it's the heavyweight fight.
It is. It's an early heavyweight fight.
That earlier matchup, by the way, in case you're just joining us, Roosevelt, the East number 6 seed, beating the East number 2 in Kalaheo. Navahine gets that one up. Toilolo over to Lauhingoa. It's out. Is there a touch? no touch called. I don't know how she missed the touch. There were a lot of hands up there.
She has 15 kills, only 5 errors, and 312 on the night, so a rare error, really.
And Worsley serving for set number 3. That one just put up. A swing from Tobosunia behind the back line. Tafisi puts it up. Roberts swinging for the set. That one dug up. Toilolo calls her number. Worsley pops it up. Roberts gets another chance. Off the block. Rodriguez gets it. Worsley setting Roberts. Roberts touches. Lauhingoa up. Toilolo